So today I am going to be doing a live website audit using a familiar tool called Screaming Frog. I've been actually asked this multiple times on like how to use Screaming Frog, what you should be looking for, because one thing when it comes to auditing a website, there are things that will crop up that might not really necessarily move the needle if you fix them, but there are also certain things that will crop up that if you fix a few of them, it will push the needle and you will see a massive impact when it comes to your rankings. So today I'm going to be showing you guys what I tend to focus on when it comes to doing a technical SEO audit using the Screaming Frog. Also, very quickly, if you guys do want to learn from the best, I am hosting a in-person SEO conference on the 27th of June in Manchester. So if you haven't already, go and grab your tickets. It's called themasterminders.com. Go over and grab your tickets. We have got the likes of Craig Campbell talking about website flipping. So if you want to learn more about buying websites and buying assets and turning them into gold mines and selling them on for profit, that's what he's going to be talking about. You've got the likes of Lara Costa talking about LinkedIn lead generation for your actual SEO agency. So if any of you agency owners are attending, that's the talk for you. We've also got James Dooley talking about lead generation for actual businesses, and we've also got Carrie Rose talking about digital PR. We've got multiple speakers, but those are the four that I'm going to go over in this video. So let's actually get into the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for a random keyword like we will do New York chiropractors, right? So what we want to do is we want to find a website that's maybe like on page number 4 or 5, website that's obviously not ranking as well. It's also relatively big, our website as well. We don't want to just be analyzing a brand new website. So we're going to take a look at this website here. How many pages is this? This is 117 pages. This is probably perfect. So we will take a look at these guys and we'll fire them into or into Screaming Frog, should I say. This is basically what it's going to do. It's going to crawl the entire web page or the entire website, and it's going to tell us everything that is wrong with the website. So if there's low amounts of internal links, pages that don't have much content on it, it's going to analyze the entire website for us. So it's kind of like an MOT audit if you're in the UK, or just kind of like a car checkup if you're in America, I suppose. Highly recommend doing this maybe like every 2 to 3 months, especially if you're looking to grow out your SEO campaign. Like if you're frequently uploading articles through to your website, this is something I wouldn't recommend doing like once a week, but definitely like at least once or twice every single other month, basically. So as you can see here, it has just finished crawling our entire site. Now there's a few things that we want to take a look at here, right? So if we actually click here on the top left, you will see that we have got HTML. So we want to make certain that we've selected this, and there's a few things that we want to make certain that we're actually doing. First of all, we want to make certain that all of our web pages are 200 in, and basically a 200 status code means that it is actually live. Google can crawl it, and it's not actually got any issues. Now, I was hoping for this page or this website to actually have a few errors. In this case, it's not actually got any errors, so that's actually a good thing. Another thing that we want to make certain that we're actually doing is we're taking a look at the actual word count of the pages. Like as you can see here, there is a page here which has got 22 words on the page. So in that case, we want to make certain that we're actually doing something about that page or that website. The other thing that we want to make certain that we're looking at is the unique amount of internal links. Now, this is probably what's actually wrong with the site. There's not that many internal links being built to the actual service pages. Like, for example, they have got a page to do with symptoms and back pain. So I'm going to assume that this is like a page that they want to try and rank for, like chiropractors back pain, or back pain, or chiropractors for back pain, should I say. And as you can see here, this page only has 4 unique inlinks. Now, The more amount of internal links a page has, it's actually deemed as being more important when it comes to Google. So that's probably the biggest issue here with this website. Usually some websites actually have more 404s or they have double 301s and stuff like that. But one thing I will do is what I'll do is I will pause the video and I'll crawl another website that might have a few more errors that we can actually take a look at as well. So this is another website that I've just started to crawl, and this was like maybe position 48, I think, maybe 49, 50. And as you can see here, there is a lot of different issues on this site. So, for example, they've got a few pages that are 404ing. So, for example, their chiropractor services page is actually 404ing. So this would be a page that I would be looking to actually fix. And if you ever want to see where the internal links are coming from, because obviously Screaming Frogs had to pick these links up one way or another, their actual hyperlink is coming from their homepage. So these are all the pages that are actually linking to that 404 page. So if I actually go to here, and this will basically tell us the actual anchor, so correctly treated. So if I just search that, so this is the page here. If I click on this, it should 404. So as you can see here, for whatever reason, they might have deleted the page. I'm not certain, but if they've deleted the page, they would want to actually remove that page from the bin and recreate it, or just remove the actual internal link. So that case here is the actual amount of inlinks going through to it. This is a relatively smaller website that we were looking at before. It's only got 24 pages, so this website's probably also suffering a little bit from topical authority, hence why it's not ranking as well as it should. It's got a few 404s here as well, so we can actually sort by 404s. And as you can see, they've got a page here to do with like posture testing, so testing your posture, making certain it's right and stuff. And again, Google has actually crawled this page and it is no longer existent. So if we actually go to that page URL, as you can see here, again, it is a 404. Now, the pages that are actually 200 erroring, so the page, or not error, but 200 status code, so the pages that Google can actually crawl, they don't actually have much content, and obviously we can see that by if we take a look at the word count here. As you can see, it's only got 581 words on this page, so it's probably not enough to actually rank. Again, the SEO optimized content, it's not actually optimized at all. They've probably just written based off of their experience, not based off of actual SEO experience. So again, this would be a page that I would want to run through Surf for SEO or phrase.io and actually get ranking. They've got a lot of pages like that. So again, the three main things that I'm looking at here is the status code, making certain that it's got a 200 status code. That's a good thing. Looking at the word count, so if it's got a low word count, it's got a lower chance of actually ranking. Now, in some cases, like your contact us page, it doesn't need millions of words or hundreds of thousands of words on the actual page. So just obviously use your common sense. Then I'm looking at the unique amount of inlinks. If it's got a low amount of inlinks, like for example, the privacy policy page is given, I would obviously expect that page to actually have low amounts of unique inlinks. But for example, if we've got a page here to do with, we've got a page, to be honest, all these pages here have got low amounts of unique inlinks, but chiropractor lower back problems, right? This page here has got both low amount of word count and it's also got a low amount of unique inlinks. So again, on this website in particular, I would be looking to scale out the blog content, and then I would also be looking to build out more internal links through to the service pages that actually earn me money. The next thing I would be looking at is the external. So this is basically links going out of your website, so links that you're linking out to other websites too. So for example, they are internally linking to a website here, which is, I believe, 400 erroring, but I could be wrong in saying that. Actually, it looks like it's working fine. So just double check some of these pages and make certain that they aren't actually 400 erroring, because in some cases they might be 400 erroring, but it's because they're hidden behind Cloudflare. So just make certain that this section is all clear. There is a load of double free or 302s and stuff like that. So just make certain that that's okay. And the next section that I would be looking at is the images section. So just to recap, right, the images, if there are images above 100 kilobytes, which 41% of their images are, I would look to actually optimize those images. In some cases, people upload images with like Canon, like DSLRs and stuff like that, especially if you're like running an e-commerce store. There's a very common thing where in some cases, e-com stores, the image files are massive. They're like 5 megabytes and it takes like 2 minutes to just load the actual image. So just be very wary of that section here. Also, missing alt text. This is like the number one thing when it comes to ranking images, especially if you're selling like a visual product. Now, for example, chiropractors, it might not be that much visual, but let's say if you're doing like kitchen remodeling, you want to make certain that you're giving your images the best opportunity that they can to actually rank. And the best way that you can obviously do that is filling out the actual alt text and also the alt attribute. That's those things. Response codes obviously tells us like the response codes across the entire site. Another thing that you want to make certain that you're doing as well is you are looking at your page titles. Now, in some cases, websites duplicate certain pages. Now, in this case, because it's a relatively small website, we don't actually have that issue. But you want to make certain that, first of all, your page titles are actually filled out. Second of all, they aren't just duplicated. Actually, do you know what? They actually have slightly done this. So, privacy policy hyphen my blog, herniated disc my blog, accessibility statement my blog. So, these should actually be the brand name, not my blog, because it just doesn't make any sense. So that would be a slight fix that I would actually do. That's actually going to be causing a lot of different issues there. So that's one thing to make certain that you're doing. Meta description, there's a lot of meta descriptions that are actually missing. 88% of the meta descriptions are missing. So just make certain that they are actually filled out. H1s, again, just make certain that your H1s are filled out. They don't actually have a H1 on their homepage, so make certain that you're actually including a H1 on your homepage. H2s, oh god. Again, I feel like I've found an issue with their H2s. They have been duplicating the actual pages here. So again, every single H2 on this website, bar the Best Chiropractors in New York page, is just all my WordPress blog. I don't know why they've done that, but that's their H2s. Then you've got their content as well. So if you wanted to look at their content, again, there's not much content on this website to begin with, but if you really wanted to go through pages that are least performing to highest performing, this would be a really good starting point. Like looking at pages that have got like content or word count less than 1,000, bringing those word count higher up. Typically speaking, not all the time, but higher word count pages do rank for more. That being said, don't just write 6,000 words of content just for the sake of it. Like, again, use common sense, as I always say. Some people, they just feel like I say that and then they go and write a 9,000 word blog article because I've said the higher word count articles rank for more keywords. That's not necessarily the case. You need to justify that word count. Canonicals, you just want to make certain that your canonicals, they're not duplicated from another page, to be fair. On WordPress, this isn't much of an issue. When it comes to like Magento sites, this can become a bigger issue. But for this website, it looks fine to me. Basically, what you want to make certain is your canonical on the right-hand side here is matching the actual address. You don't want it to be matching a different URL. Pagination, there is no pagination on this website because it's such a small website. hreflang tags, if you are a website trying to rank in multiple different locations, this is something that you want to make certain that you're doing. If you're only a single geo website, like for example, this website's only trying to rank in New York in America, it's not really that necessary. And I think that would be it. Structured data is one thing that I would look at actually. Make certain that you are like this will crawl your structured data, and if there are any issues, it will tell you. Now, I reckon that this website doesn't have any structured data, hence why it's not got any errors, it's not got any warnings, and it's not got any unique types. So if you are implementing structured data, this is a tab that I would be looking at when it comes to that. A few added tips that you can also do as well. Now, I've not done this because this isn't my website, but you can go into configuration, API access, and you can actually plug in your Google Search Console or your Google Analytics, and you can actually look at pages that are actually getting live traffic. You can also plug in like Ahrefs API as well, or Moz if anybody's using that, or Majestic as well, or PageSpeed Insights. And the beauty of that is if you plug in your PageSpeed Insights API, it will tell you how quick certain pages are loading as well. So if, say, for example, you have a page on your website and it's just taking hours, or not hours, but it's not ranking for the keywords, and you've done everything, maybe you've built backlinks, you've optimized that page using Surfer and SEO tools and stuff like that, then you might want to check to see what kind of page speed insight score it's actually getting as well, because in some cases it might be the actual technical SEO issues to do with that page. So that has been my video on how to audit a website live. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please remember to leave a like, and like what I mentioned at the start of the video, Masterminders SEO conference happening on the 27th of June in Manchester. Grab your tickets while you can. Otherwise, if you want to work with myself or with my team, head over to casualdash.com, fill in the contact form, and I will be in touch. Thank you for watching.